Hey folks, Sage here. Today I'm doing the Writers a Punk tag. Thanks to Leora Sophie, whose video turned me onto this tag, and also to whoever it was that created this tag, because I can't remember. Question 1. What makes your writing voice unique? I don't know that my writing voice is unique. I guess I would say that because I write poetry, there's a certain amount of rhythm and lyricality to my prose as well. But I also think that there's too much emphasis on uniqueness, and that striving for it or being too concerned with trying to be unique can be really stifling. So I wouldn't worry too much about being unique. Question 2. Have you ever been teased or bullied for being a writer? What makes you keep writing anyway? I've definitely been teased and bullied, but not necessarily for being a writer, more for being sort of awkward and bookish. I have had co-workers who have made fun of the fact that I interview my characters, which is kind of like having voices in my head, but it wasn't meant maliciously or anything. I've had members of my family who've had opinions about what I should write, or told me that creative writing is a waste of time and I should focus on journalism instead because that's how you get paid. But again, that's them trying to look out for me in their own misguided way. What keeps me writing anyway? Sheer bloody-mindedness, I guess. I'm stubborn as heck. Question 3. Which of your characters is your stick-it-to-the-man poster child? Probably Chris. If it has to be a main character, then I guess I would say Astrid, but Chris is definitely the more ready to rebel. Question 4. What's the most unconventional way you've used or subverted a trope? My main project at the moment is contemporary fiction with a strong focus on reproductive issues, which, as a topic, is just a minefield of tropes already. I'm trying very hard to subvert, or at least to avoid, the trope of baby crazy woman goes actual crazy. I won't know until I've finished writing it completely whether I've succeeded or not. Question 5. What's your favourite book that no one has heard of, or character that everyone forgets? At the moment I'd have to say Tooth and Blade by Julian Barr. It's a great Scandi legend inspired fantasy adventure, really gripping and easy to read, and it does a good job of exploring identity in various forms. I'll put a link in the description box so you can check it out if you want, but ask me next month and I'll probably have a different answer. Question 6. What's a trend in your genre that you dislike? I write in a lot of genres, so this is kind of a difficult question. Also, I am so far behind on my TBR. I think I'm still working my way through trends from the 80s. I'm not the person to come to for up-to-date trend info. If I think of tropes that I dislike, I think the biggest one is a lack of agency in female characters, where the female character is literally just there to be a plot device for the male character's journey, and especially if that includes some kind of trauma, especially rape or sexual assault, to make things more dramatic for the male character. I'm not saying that female characters can't have trauma, but that trauma needs to be their story, their plot point, their obstacle or thing to overcome, and not just flavouring in a male story. Question 7. Do you want to be a trad published author, or is self-publishing your jam? I answered this in the AuthorTube Newbie 2.0 tag video, which I'll link in the description, but I'm a hybrid author. I'm self-published for poetry. I intend to stay self-published for poetry. I'm under contract to a small indie publisher for a series of sweet romance books, and I intend to query trad for my current main project. Question 8. What's something you do as a writer that you haven't seen other writers do? My motto is no one can teach you how to write. They can only teach you how they write. So I don't know. Question 9. Do you use a pseudonym or your real name for your works? I have a video on this too. At this point, the description box is just going to be a mass of links. I have 3 pen names that I use or am planning to use. Sage Gordon Davis for poetry, short stories, and contemporary fiction, although hopefully this will be my real name very soon. Kay Bellingham for sweet romance, and Sutton Grail for dark fantasy and thriller. Question 10. What's a trope, narrative style, character archetype, story theme, or plot device that you love but most people dislike? I don't know if there's a specific word or term for it, but I really like it when an author parodies something in a way that's also an homage. Poorly done parody is painful, but when it's done well, it's a thing of beauty. Terry Pratchett's Discworld series has a lot of good examples of being both parody and homage at the same time, and also Hot Fuzz is a prime example. So there it is, folks. Thanks again to Leora Sophie and whoever it was who created this tag. You can find Leora's video in the description box below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Gently caress the subscribe button if you feel like it. Pop any questions or suggestions in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy writing.